tell us all about what you've been doing lately.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks, Lee, for the introduction. My name's Neil McPherson. I'll be the main presenter today. I've got my partner Robert with me. He'll be hanging out, answering questions in the chat box and things like that. And what we're here to talk about today is how to increase positive reviews, overall reputation, and revenue as a result of that for any local business on autopilot while you charge high ticket recurring for years to come. Okay, so before I get started, I'd just like to kind of get the interaction going a little bit. If you want to give me a 1 or a yes in the chat box, if you can hear me loud and clear, maybe let me know where you're joining us from today. I'm here in Denver, Colorado. It's a nice day. Finally broke the heat. Welcome, Dennis, Stacy. Good to see you guys. My partner Robert Dickson's out there in Washington D.C. and Lee Cole's down there in Atlanta. So nice, Montana. I bet the weather's not too bad up there right now. I heard Montana's beautiful this time of year. Nice, Lena, welcome. All right, good to see everybody. Welcome, James from New Jersey. Awesome, looks like we've got a great crowd out here. I know Lee has an excellent tribe of subscribers, followers, fan base. I've known Lee for a long time, as long as we've been doing this actually, since about 2012. We've been kind of worked together off and on in various things. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I got a lot of good content for you guys today. It's been a while since I gave this presentation, actually a couple months at least, and I had some funny technical issues happen to me about 20 minutes before this started, so it took me a minute to kind of get my bearings. But I know you're going to learn a lot from this today. Reviews right now are more important than ever, right? We're all aware of what's going on with COVID and just everything that's happening in the world. And more than ever, people are going online to buy services. They're ordering online more than they ever have before. And when they make a purchase, reviews are the #1 thing that drive their buying decisions, right? Just as a kind of a shout out here, how many people on this call today have been ordering more food online, have ordered more supplies online, all that type of stuff over the last 4 or 5 months or whatever? I know I have, right? I've got a little bit of a belly going from too much delivery food, right? But exactly. So this is something that's important now. And in the future, we'll talk more about how reviews are going to continue to be a major part of the marketing equation for a local business. But right now, especially, if a restaurant has a 2.9 or a 3.0 and their competition for the similar food in the similar area has a 4.0, that's really hurting their business, and they need every little bit of business they can get, right? So this is a great service to be offering right now. Robert and I have been offering this for years, and we're going to go into how we do it today and show you how it all works. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started. If I can get my slides working, let me grab a quick drink of water. I hate having technical issues 20 minutes before I give a presentation. It's not a fun way to get started, but luckily I was able to kind of fix it just in time. All right, so before we get going, just kind of want to prove that we practice what we preach. Robert and I only teach things, only create tools and put them out in our business, things that we actually do in our business. This is a screenshot from our merchant account. Doesn't include PayPal or checks. This just shows you that we're able to continuously build recurring income that comes in and month out, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so this is a quick and dirty workshop without filler or hype. We know you're busy just like we are. That means we're going to be moving quickly. Closed Facebook, I'm sure we're all sick of that, right? We can all argue about all the million things that are going on there at another time, right? Let's take some time today and really pay attention to your business and just dedicate this time to yourself and take some notes along the way, okay? So quick introduction to Robert and I, if you're not familiar with who we are. Robert and I have been in this business for a combined 20+ years. We've serviced hundreds of clients in a wide variety of markets. We really know what works and what doesn't. We actually have close to 10,000 students benefiting from our teachings to date. And like I mentioned earlier, we only teach things that actually are working in our business, and we only create tools for a lot of times methods we've been using for years, and then we create them internally and eventually release them to the marketing community. Okay, so that's me on the upper left there, hanging out with Joel Com and Justin Sardi, Robert there in New York City with Dr. Ben. I got my Flavor Flav picture. He's got his Coolio picture. It's me hanging out with Nick Ponte from the Offline Sharks Maui guys. He was out here in Denver for a couple days. Taking my little brother to the his first NBA game, stuff like that. And the bottom line is Robert and I started out just like everybody else. We have a lot of students. We do coaching calls. We were just on one yesterday with a a student, and we noticed a lot of similarities in kind of where we started and where most people are when they're just kind of getting into this, right? I started my client business from my grandmother's kitchen table. I was just getting out of a bad relationship. I kind of moved in with her for a little while. I was living on the GI Bill. I'm a veteran. And Robert started his from his parents' basement, right? Both of us kind of failed in the beginning or had some moderate success, and we gained some skills that we were using. You know, for me, I was doing affiliate marketing. I learned how to do SEO, build websites, you know, stuff like that. It was once we decided to start helping real businesses with our skills that everything really changed for us. And, you know, in the beginning, we made the same mistakes as most people do, right? Chasing potential clients instead of getting them to come to you, chasing the wrong clients, the kind of clients that are just looking to get something out of you, right? Not charging enough. That was definitely me. You know, I sold my first website, I think, for $500. Obviously, now I would charge more like a couple thousand, right? Selling one-off services, always having to be selling, and kind of struggle to make things work, and eventually figured it out, right? Our stories were kind of similar. Robert and I actually met in Las Vegas at a local marketing event, right? This was back in 2012, I think. We were both at this event the two rock stars were putting on. It was at the Hilton Hotel in Las Vegas. And I usually like to kind of stay an extra day after an event, you know, just get another day in a hotel room, you know, process everything, kind of enjoy the city I'm in before I have to go home, and, you know, life gets back kind of in the mix, right? So I go across the street to Bally's, and for no apparent reason whatsoever, I rented a room for $50 online. And when I got to the front desk, the guy was like, "Hey, do you want a suite today for no additional charge?" And I was like, "That'd be great." He's like, "Yeah, do you want the presidential suite with the jacuzzi?" And I was like, "That would be great," right? So anyway, here I get this, you know, amazing suite to myself, and I'm in Vegas on a Monday, and the only person there that I really connected with and knew was Robert. So we actually spent that evening together hanging out. We had this big suite to ourselves, and that's kind of how we started our partnership. But both of us kind of focus on things that get clients without selling, getting them coming to us instead of having to hard sell or chase them down. No freebies, right? We like to focus on profitable front-end services that allow us to build trust and build that relationship, and then long-term recurring client revenue, and ultimately financial and time freedom, okay? So recurring income is the key to it all. Without it, you're constantly selling, which is a recipe for burnout, right? But with it, everything changes, right? I like to say that recurring income equals freedom, because it does, okay? First off, you never start your month at zero, right? So we already know we've got that 10, 12, 15,000 in recurring billing coming in at the beginning of each month, right? So even if we don't make a single sale, we're still okay, right? We don't need to always be selling, right? Always out there. Who wants to be doing that, right? Who loves sales like that? It also allows you to take time off, spend time with family. If you get sick, if you're out of the picture for a couple of weeks, your business keeps on moving along, right? And your income. It should be the #1 goal at the end of the day, okay? Just some more pictures of Robert doing some cool things in our lives. The bottom line is no matter what we're doing or where we are, whether I'm in San Diego or Denver, or he's at the White House or in Paris with his wife, you know, recurring income continues to come in from what we're going to talk about today, all right? So just to kind of reiterate, this is what it's all about. That's what we're here to talk about, okay? Let me grab a quick drink of water and let's go ahead and dive in. Before I get started, how many people on this call have recurring clients right now? Give me a 1 if you do, a 2 if you don't. All right, cool. So I see some 1s, a couple 2s. So got a little bit of a mixture, but this will be good for you either way today, okay? All right, so quick quote here. Why reputation management services, right? This is a quote from Warren Buffett. Seems like a reasonable guy to listen to. He's like the 4th richest guy in the world. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it, right? If you think about that, you'll do things differently, okay? And this really applies when you're talking about reviews online, right? You might have a great reputation online, but it just takes a couple angry customers to really ruin that, okay? So why reputation management? For one, it's a high value service that every client needs, all right? There isn't a client out there that couldn't use a positive reputation on Google, Yelp, etc. Okay? And you name one, you let me know, okay? It's a booming market and a high perceived value, okay? I like to compare review management to video marketing. For those of you that have been around for a little while, you know, I remember when video marketing became a thing. All of a sudden it was like a massive deal, right? Like you can't not have video in your marketing, okay? Nowadays it's the same thing, right? Everybody's using reviews to look up businesses. You can't just ignore this concept, all right? It's also easy to get results with our strategies. It plays a major role in all your other efforts, and it's pretty hands-off with the right tools, which we'll get into today, all right? So the bottom line, it's a huge pain point for businesses that are losing revenue every single day, all right? If these businesses have bad reviews and poor ratings, they're losing potential business every day, right? Every day. And from a sales perspective, when you point something like that out to somebody, that gets their attention, okay? Hey man, you're losing money. Did you know this? People are talking about your business like this online. Did you know that, right? So here's an example of just what one bad review can cost a business, right? If you went to Google and search what's the average cost of a bad review, they're using the example of if it's just a $10 product and the average person has 300 friends on Facebook and they blast that business on Facebook, that's potentially $3,000 in lost business. But what if that new customer was worth a $25,000 lifetime value, right? Like an auto repair client that kept coming back, or a lawyer or a doctor, or, you know, things like that, right? So there's a lot of money to be lost if this isn't taken care of, okay? 1 second, I just need to kind of clear my throat here. Just mute out so you guys don't have to listen to that. So in today's review-driven world, failing to have a good reputation online is basically a death sentence for a local business, all right? Give me a yes or a 1 in the chat box if you yourself use Google Maps to find businesses on a regular basis. I know I do, especially if I'm in a new town or on a different side of my town or whatever, I don't know, you know, not quite in my neighborhood. But if I'm looking for Asian food or a massage or, you know, auto repair or a dentist or whatever, I'm looking at those reviews and those ratings, right? Because I don't want to have crappy service, right? So is everybody else, okay? So I see a bunch of ones coming through. Steve, Dennis, Lena, you guys are right. We're all doing it, right? All of us as consumers are using these reviews to make decisions about what businesses we're going to use, okay? So it's super important that your clients have this stuff straightened out, right? And have a good rating. We'll get into why here in just a second. So here's just some stats that I think will really kind of open your eyes to how important this really is, all right? First off, 85% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. So a review from a random person that I don't know is just as good as my best friend saying, hey, that restaurant down there is super awesome, you gotta go check it out, right? That's how much people trust online reviews. Positive reviews make 73% of consumers trust a local business more. 57% of consumers won't even use a business that has fewer than 4 stars. Read that one again, okay? 57% of consumers won't even use a business that has less than 4 stars. So if you have less than 4 stars, you're losing over half of your potential business from Google, internet, review sites, all that kind of stuff, right? Positive reviews make 68% of consumers more likely to use a business, makes sense. Negative reviews stop 40% of consumers wanting to use a business, right? It's also hurting their SEO efforts, right? So if you're doing SEO, you're trying to get them ranked in the 3-pack or, you know, whatever you're doing for them as a marketer, if they have a terrible rating, it's affecting what you're doing, right? Even if you're running paid ads. Reviews are the second most powerful ranking in Google's 3-pack. In Google's search results, reviews have a 7% influence on the ranking. And here's another big one, right? Going from a 3-star to a 5-star delivers 25% more clicks from Google. So if that's a dentist in Denver, that's a lot of clicks, okay? It's also an easy sell, right? They already know it's a problem. Most businesses, like I said, these business owners themselves are using Google Maps, right? When they go to find a business and doing some other, you know, they want to go to a restaurant, they're using Google Maps. So they know everybody else is too. And if they have a crappy rating, they're probably aware of that also. 58% of executives believe that online reputation management should be addressed, but only 15% actually do anything about it. So almost, you know, over half of them know it's a problem, hardly any of them are doing anything about it. So when you approach them and say, hey, I can help you with this, they're gonna pay attention, right? You already have their ear, they're already interested. A difference in a 1-star rating in the average rating of a typical online business profile can lead to a 5 to 9% increase in revenues, all right? So if that business is doing $1 million a year, that's $50,000 to $90,000 in additional revenue from getting them to go from a 3.0 to a 4.0, right? That's significant, right? What are they paying you to do that, right? They're making a lot more return on their investment than what you're charging, okay? 86% of people would pay more. This is the other thing. They can actually sell their products and services for more money than they currently are, right? 86% of people would pay more for services from a company with a higher rating and reviews. I know that I'm personally like this, okay? I would actually prefer to go to the 4.7, auto repair shop, knowing that they're going to charge me a little bit more hourly, but the service is going to be a lot better, right? How many people out there are like that? You pay a little bit more for better service. Give me a 1 or a yes if that's you. Right? Absolutely, okay? I see a bunch of 1s coming in, right? Why wouldn't you pay a little bit more for better service and not put up with all that crap, right? Exactly, okay? So they can literally charge more if they have a better rating online. 70% of complaining customers will do business with you again if you resolve the complaint in their favor. That's a pretty significant amount. 30% of consumers say they positively judge a business which publicly responds to the online review. So of all that business they were gonna lose, if they just go and publicly respond to a negative review and say, hey, we're sorry that happened, et cetera, they can kind of save 30% of those potential customers they might have lost, right? So addressing negative reviews is important. And most businesses will pay top dollar to fix this problem. If you were to go to Google and search, how much does reputation management cost? This is kind of more of like a one-time solution. We like to build it into recurring, but they're telling people to expect to pay $5,000 to $20,000, right? The good news is it's easy to fix this problem if you know what you're doing, all right? We've been doing this for a while, okay? So here's a case study of one of our clients, all right? This is a handyman, so think like basement remodeling, kitchen remodeling, all that type of stuff, right? This client has been with us for years and increased their budget several times since they started working with us. When they first started, they had a tiny office and 2 trucks. Now over 20 trucks with 5 to 6 people taking phone calls from all the business they're getting, okay? We do their marketing, and their reputation management has played a key role in their growth. They were at a 2.5 when they started, and now they're at a 4.5, right? We also use long-tail SEO on their site, okay? So for those of you that are paying attention, if we help them increase by 2 whole stars, what's the potential revenue increase for that? See who's paying attention out there. All right, I'll just give it to you. Anybody? Last second? All right. 5 to 9% increase per 1 star. So if we increase them by 2 stars, that's a 10 to 18% increase in revenue. That's $100,000 to $180,000 for $1 million business. Okay, it's pretty significant. So we created here's what we did, all right? We created what we call a specialized review page. I'll show you a little bit more about how those work in a little bit. We link to this page from their website. And this is where I think you'll start to see that reputation management is such a great offer because it's not overly complicated. It's something the business owner can understand. It's something that you can easily implement, okay? We instructed their team to ask all happy customers to leave a positive review. They started at 2.5, now they're up to a 4.5. They also had 24 reviews when we started, and now they have over 240, right? The star rating matters and the number of reviews matter, okay? So how exactly do we get results like this for our clients consistently? Well, before we dive into the methods that we use about 5 different methods in combination. The key is to also make sure that where you're getting those reviews to go, right? So for most clients, the big 3 are Google, Facebook, and Yelp. But you also want to keep in mind niche-based sites, For restaurants, you have OpenTable. For real estate, you have Zillow. For travel type businesses, you have TripAdvisor. Medical type businesses, you have Health Grades, right? So you want to make sure that your clients are also paying attention to these locations as well. So from there, we use a combination of strategies that drive real positive reviews from real happy customers. I want to make that very clear. This isn't about, pushing negative reviews off the web or getting a bunch of fake reviews or anything like that. This is getting actual customers that had a good experience to go and leave a review, right? Google is pretty smart. They know if a customer actually visited that business, right? For example, if you go, like the other day I went to map a place I'd been before and Google was like, you were here 3 weeks ago. I was like, that's great. I'm glad you know that, Google. But anyway, it really comes down to 3 key steps, all right? Let me grab a quick drink of water and we'll get into those steps. Are you guys with me so far? Are you guys seeing how important review management is, give me a 1, a yes, or just a totally, or whatever it is in the chat box. If you understand by this point that, hey, this is a big deal. If these businesses aren't dealing with this, they're losing money, and going forward, it's just going to become even more important than ever, right? Awesome. Steve, Lena, Dennis. Cool. So first thing we do, okay, we create a specialized review page that controls the narrative, and we'll show you that here in just a little bit. It also increases the conversions, getting more people to actually go and leave a review. We focus on driving as many possible reviews to those pages from real happy customers. So once we have that review page in place, we want to get as many people to go there as we possibly can, all right? We work with the negative reviews, and we help our clients do this to address them and retain them as customers, right? There's ways you can do that as well. We'll show you that here in a few. So the first step is create a specialized review page that will, like we said, likes to control the narrative, okay? So doesn't need to look overly complicated. You can control what shows up there, you know, as far as those reviews on the right. So you can leave some positive reviews there, right, as somebody's leaving a review. And what this does is, let's say they go and leave a 1-star rating. Well, that 1 star, then they're going to take them to the bad review landing page, right? On that bad review landing page, we'll still have the link to go leave your review in Facebook and Google, because that's how you stay within the terms of service. However, they're not as, you know, in your face, right? More subtle and down to the bottom. And at the same time, the business owner can say, hey, we're sorry you had a bad experience. What can we do to fix this? You know, here's a coupon for your next visit. Here's the manager's phone number. Whatever they can do so they can address it before it ever even gets out there and hurts their rating, right? Secondly, if they leave a good review, 4 or 5 stars or whatever, takes them to the good review page. And then from there, they can say, hey, we're glad you had a great experience. And there's a big button right there. Please go to Google, Facebook, Yelp, whatever it is, and leave that review. So it kind of helps you manage the customer process when you're leaving a review. And like I said, it allows you to create specific landing pages depending on what action was taken, whether it was a good or bad review. Allows you to highlight positive reviews as the customer is leaving their review, right? Social proof. And then it's customizable for any business. You can change the background, their logo, and so forth, okay? So the next step is to drive as many happy customers, people who had a good experience with the business, and website visitors, people who are checking out the website, to that page as possible, so using several methods that work together, okay? So here's how we do that. The first one is a checkout review, right? This works great for like dentists, chiropractors, doctors, auto repair shops, anywhere where you got to kind of check out, right? You know, get your keys, fill out the paperwork, set up your next appointment, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Tap into their email list. We'll get into that in a second. Almost every business has one, and they're not using it effectively. Incentives, those two kind of go hand in hand. We'll talk about that as well. Number 4, in the business signs, right? Seems pretty basic, but it really works. And number 5, and this is really important, follow up with happy customers, okay? So this is the 5 methods that we use in combination. None of them are very complicated at all and take very little time to set up, okay? So here's another case study for a dentist and how the checkout review worked for us, all right? So this is a dentist, right? They've been on a monthly marketing package for years. We tend to roll our review management in with other services that we're offering, right? Because like I said earlier, no matter what we're doing for them, if they don't have a good reputation, that's critical to what we're trying to accomplish for them, okay? They had a decent SEO rating, but we were doing their SEO, or excuse me, decent rating, but we were doing their SEO, and we knew that they needed more reviews, right? They had a 4.2 when we started. Now they're up to a 4.7, right? That might not seem like a massive difference, but for a dentist in Denver, I'd rather go with the 4.7 and pay a little more money, right? You know? So 9 reviews when we started, over 100 now, and that's really the key. What's great about this, and if you think about this, we're not doing much beyond helping them get it set up, right? The checkout method. And what that really entails is, you know, you can put a QR code or a link or somewhere they can scan or easily go to the link to leave a review page. But most importantly, you instruct the person who works at the front desk, who's checking them out, to make sure that if they can tell the customer had a good experience, or, you know, roughly, ask them to go and leave a review, you know. Hey, Bob, it looks like you had a great time here today. Would you mind taking a minute while I'm checking you out to just run over this link right here and leave us a quick review? We'd really appreciate it, right? And most people are willing to do that, okay? While it's fresh in their mind, all right? So here's another one that can help you drive a lot of reviews pretty quickly, okay? Most businesses have a database of customers, previous customers, that they're simply not using correctly. A lot of them don't know anything about email marketing, or they're not effective at it, or, you know, who knows, right? But most of them have an email list, okay? Or a Facebook page full of people, or whatever it might be. So what you can do is you can send an email or make a post, same thing, giving away something with no strings attached, right? And this is how the incentives work, okay? No strings attached, right? So you can't say, here's a $20 off coupon if you, or, you know, we'll give you a $20 off coupon if you leave us a review. What you can say is, hey, we hope you're having a great day. Here's a coupon for your next visit, no strings attached. By the way, if you have a minute and you'd like to leave us a review, we'd appreciate it. You know, see the difference? So they don't have to leave a review to get the thing. That's where you're not incentivizing it. But you're getting in front of them in a positive way, and then you're asking them to leave a review, right? So just make sure they do not have to leave a review in order to get the free thing, all right? Great way to drive results quickly and easily, okay? Another one is signs in the business, right? QR codes, pictures in the window. You can add this stuff to what you're doing for them. You can charge them for it. You can add it as a bonus. Very easy to get it created. I'll show you a way to do that here in just a few, okay? At checkout locations, catch people in real time with QR codes. You can also send follow-up like, hey, we hope you had a great visit, a postcard or a flyer, things like that, if they have their address. And it adds a little touch to the package, and you can, like I said, offer it as a bonus if you choose, okay? Let me grab a quick drink of water here and we'll keep going. So the next one, this is big, right? This is the biggest one. Follow up with happy customers, okay? So again, you want to follow up with happy customers that really had a good experience with the business, okay? So the great thing about this is it encourages the user or the customer to leave a review when it's fresh in their mind, all right? So I'm sure by now everybody here is taking a Lyft or an Uber, something like that, right? When does the Uber ask you to leave a review, right? Or the Lyft? Right after you get out of the car, because they know right then is when you're most likely to do it. As soon as you get wherever you're going and you talk to whoever you're talking to, you're going to forget all about that, right? So they ask you right then and there. And that's what this is all about. It allows you to communicate with your clients on their phone. You know, they can leave your business, get in their car, and then by the time they get home, there's a text message there saying, hey, we hope you had a great experience. Please leave us a review, right? And then that goes to that review page, which helps you kind of separate those good and bad reviews, okay? So also, to make this process hands-off, we created a suite of tools that automates service delivery and helps you land new clients for reputation management services. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video for you real quick, and it's gonna show you exactly how it works. All right, so the software I have here in front of me is called ReviewStack, and this is our entire suite of tools that we use to help local businesses improve their reputation, okay? So there's two sides to the software. You can actually use it to land clients. I'll show you that first. And then you can actually give your clients a portal, or you can choose whether you want to or not, where they can actually log in, they can see their reviews, and they can do some different things. And I'll show you how all that works here in just a second, okay? So the first thing you want to do is actually find prospects. So you can go over here to do a prospect search. And let's say I wanted to look for a dentist in Lakewood, Colorado. So I go over here to dentist, Lakewood, Colorado. As you can see, the search pulls pretty quickly. We're only really looking for two key things. The star rating and the number of reviews, right? So then what you want to do is you want to go through here quickly, and you just want to pull all the businesses that have less than 4 stars, because as we talked about earlier, anybody who has less than 4 stars, we can help them increase their revenue, right? So maybe 3.9, I wouldn't worry about too much, especially I also know that Comfort Dental is kind of a large chain. But I would just go through here and grab all the 3.5s or anything below 4 and just go from there. So that's good enough right now for this example. And then what it's doing right now is it's actually just transferring these leads over into prospects that we can then contact. From here, the next thing we want to do is go and pull their negative reviews, right? So anything that's going to stand out when we send them an email and put these in the email, right? So go through here and select those. Here's another long 1-star. Some of these are so funny when you read them. Just like, don't go here, don't mess with these people. When business owners know that people are talking about their business like this, they don't like it at all, and they're going to look to want to improve it and want you to help them with it. So anyway, from there, you then go over here, get the last one here, just get these negative reviews, and then submit, right? And so now these have all been turned into prospects that we can then market to. So then from here, you can also check out the selected reviews, you can edit the business details, and so forth. But what you want to do next is go over to the marketing portal. And from here, we can go ahead and email these businesses, right? So you can either mass email, you could select all these, you can select from these email templates that we already have loaded in here for you. And then go ahead and you can see the email that's going to go out. And you can see that this really gets a business owner's attention when somebody's talking about their business like this, right? And then you can either send it or you can send it all. I kind of recommend sending one by one so you can kind of check it out and make sure that it looks good and it, populated the bad reviews properly and all that stuff, right? From here, you want to go over to your client manager. So the first thing you can do is add or remove clients, right? Pretty straightforward. And you can obviously manage all of your clients. So you can put in their name and information. You can give them a username and password that'll send over to their email. You can let them know that you're going to do that, right? And then from there, what you can do is you can actually manage your clients, all right? So each client kind of has their own dashboard within the software, and you can choose to give them access to this, and yes, you can white label it, or you can choose to not, and you can simply manage it yourself, right? So first thing you're going to see right away is it aggregates all their recent reviews from Google and Yelp, right? This is also where you can check out their review page. I'll show you how you can customize it in just a second, but this is the kind of the example that I showed you earlier, right? And the way this works, right, if you leave a, you can set this how you want. If they leave a 1-star review, it's going to take them to what we call the bad review page, where you can, control the content that goes there and have it say something like, we're sorry you had a bad experience. Here's a coupon for your next visit, or, whatever the case is, right? And then if they leave a good review, like a 5-star review, that'll take them to the positive review page where, the button to send them over to Google is a little bit more in their face and things like that, right? So, all right, so let's jump back in the software and I'll kind of show you some more about how this all works, all right? So one of the cool things that you can do is you actually get a widget that you can put on the client's website or anywhere on the web that takes HTML, right? So you can display all of their positive reviews and you can control which reviews show up over here under Manage Reviews. So you can not have the negative ones show up and only have the positive ones show up, encouraging people to want to work with that business. And you can put that anywhere on their website with just that little snippet of code there. Super simple, right? This is where you can control your review page settings. So the review page that I just showed you, you can control what's a bad rating, what's a neutral rating, where you want the email to go once the form's been filled out, the business logo, the color, all that stuff. This is where you can control the review site. So we have the big 3 in here already. If you wanted to add another one like TripAdvisor or OpenTable or whatever it is, depending on the client, you just simply go here to add another review link, and you can add as many as you want. And then you have some options you can control there as well. And then you can also manage your responses, right? And this is where you can control what shows up on the bad review page or the good review page, and you can put pretty much whatever you want here, okay? So then we have the customer portal, and this is a really big part of it as well. So what you can have, you can do this yourself, but we would recommend having like their assistant, the person who works at the front desk, depending on the type of business, right? Add customers, get their permission. Hey, do you mind if we send you a follow-up email or text? Then you have their permission to contact them. And then what you can do is you can go here and add the customers. Pretty straightforward. Just put in their phone number, information, and name, right? And then you can also manage customers here, so you can add or remove people. And then mainly what you can do here is you can actually send them a text or an email, okay? And you can make templates for each type of business. So you can have an email template and an SMS template, one for the restaurant client, one for your auto shop repair client. That's like, hey, we're glad you had a good time at Bob's Auto Shop today. Do you mind if we send you or would you mind leaving us a review? And then in that email or text, you put a link to this review page, right? So that's how the follow-up portal works. Pretty straightforward there, but very powerful. Then you also have business cards and postcards that you can create, all right? So you go over here. These are also really, everything in this software is very designed to be easy to use, okay? So we have templates that you can choose from. You just have to slap in a few pieces of information, their logo, their name, the URL most likely to their review page, unless you're trying to push people directly to Google, headline and body text, and that's it, and hit submit. And then that's going to create a nice print-ready business card that they can give out to people, send on their way, when they leave the business or whatever the case is. And then we also have postcards here as well. They work in exactly the same fashion. Very simple. Just fill out the information here, add the business logo, and it's going to give you a print-ready file that you can use. And then here's some settings that you can use or that you can set up to control the business. But that's really ReviewStack in a nutshell. You can give your clients access to this. They can log in and see what's going on. You can choose not to if you want. And most importantly, you can reach out and land new clients using the software. So that's ReviewStack in a nutshell. I'm going to go ahead and jump back on my slides now. All right. Was everybody able to hear that loud and clear and see that and get a good idea how that works, right? Pretty awesome. Give me a 1 or a yes in the chat box if you can see how that's pretty powerful stuff, right? What you can do for clients. And a lot of it's very hands-off, right? You can let them, have access to their portal. You cannot. It's up to you how you do that, okay? Drew, Steve, Dennis, Lena, I see a lot of ones coming in. Powerful stuff, right? And we created ReviewStack based on what we were already kind of doing in our business, right? Some of this stuff was kind of manual, or we coded custom, and we had a few different tools. And basically what we did is we pulled it all into one, and we made it just one system that works fantastic. All right, so kind of just let me review the power of ReviewStack. Clear my throat if I can keep my voice working today. So you can easily find prospects that need your help, right? You can see how quick and easy I was able to do that search, identify, ideal prospects, and then, send them emails, right? And that sending over the bad reviews is really clutch, okay? Excuse me. You can contact them and close the deal without really doing any selling, right? They're going to be interested once they get those messages. You can create beautiful print materials to help your clients drive good reviews. You can create review pages for your clients to control their customer messaging. You can display positive reviews on your client's website and elsewhere for social proof. You can help your clients easily manage their reviews, right? They can see when the bad reviews are coming in, and you can instruct them on how to, address that. You can help your clients follow up with customers. That's really one of the most important things, right? Being able to send those texts and send those emails, follow up with people, and then send text messages and emails to customers. I guess I reiterated the same thing there. So, but you get the point, okay? I see a few questions coming in. I got about, a little bit to go here. We'll answer everything I can at the end. So feel free to pop them in there. I'm just going to kind of power through this, and then we'll take all the questions we can at the end, okay? So now that you see how powerful ReviewStack is, would you like to see how you can get unlimited access to ReviewStack and our support to help you crush it with reputation management? We've got a great offer for you today. So just put a 1 or a yes in the chat box if you're ready to see that. And I'm going to grab a quick drink of water, and I'll show you how it works. Somebody said you're going really fast. Well, if I need to, I can always pull the software back out. We can talk about it a little bit more, okay? All right, awesome. So what we have for you today is what we call our unlimited ReviewStack grandfathered license, all right? I want to make this very clear before I get into the details of this, all right? This is a one-time fee, all right? For unlimited clients, you can use this for all of your clients without paying any additional costs, all right, besides what you'll pay today, okay, unless you take the payment option, all right? This is not available anywhere else, and it will go to recurring soon. If you've looked into review management, you've done any kind of research, maybe you have some tools already, there are very few tools out there, if any, where you can get a one-time fee, right? Most of them charge you monthly, and they charge you a significant amount depending on the size of your agency and how many clients you have and all that kind of stuff, right? So with ReviewStack, I like to say that you're in the driver's seat, right? You can land new clients anytime you want. You can close deals without selling. You can control the review narrative. You can drive real positive reviews for any local business. You can increase their ratings and their rankings. Most importantly, you improve your other marketing, and you can increase their overall client revenue, right? Or your client's overall revenue. Also, it's in demand, like I said, for a rapidly growing market. This is something that's going to be a thing for many years to come. This is here to stay. It's growing and growing every day, right? And you can build substantial recurring income. It's an excellent foot in the door for anything else that you offer as well, all right? So here's an example of one of our students who took our software and got right to work with it. Easy to land reputation management. Just started on Monday, locked in my first client, got them with rep management, SEO, and rebuilding their website, a dry clean, right? So it's super easy to get this to work for anybody. And here's what's included when you buy it today, all right? You get unlimited review pages. You can manage unlimited clients. And like I said, you can white label so they won't even know ReviewStack exists. It'll look like it's coming from your company if you want to let them use the software, for following up and things like that. There's a hands-off client portal. You can land unlimited clients. You can create unlimited postcards and flyers, which you can sell or add as a bonus or whatever you want to do. You can send unlimited follow-ups and text emails. Proven email templates come with it. And most importantly, you're getting the grandfathered one-time license with no ongoing fees, all right? Like I said earlier, if you do a little research on your own, you quickly would find that almost every other tool that's remotely comparable charges monthly, all right? And a lot of them charge based on the size of your agency, how many clients you have, etc. Okay, and it gets pretty pricey. All right, so not only can you get ReviewStack for an amazing one-time fee today, but we've also included some killer bonuses to help you hit the ground running. All right, first one is our reputation takeover training. All right, so this goes into everything that we do to help our clients get positive reviews. Right, we also give you a video training series, a quick start guide. There's a proposal template that comes with it, makes it just to make it easier to close deals. Service delivery checklist, so you don't have to go back and watch all the training if you don't want to once you get a client. And then direct mail materials you can use as well. So a few of the things you'll learn inside, why it's such a great foot in the door service. We already talked about that a little bit, but how to find the ideal prospects and get in front of them, how to put the problem in their face so they simply can't ignore it, the low pressure close that makes closing deals like taking an order, the most important review sites to focus on and why, the instant results email review method that will blow your clients away. Go in detail exactly how you want to word that and so forth, right? The incentive method and how you want to use that properly. The easy to set up checkout review method, right? We show you the details on what to say and how to go about that. How to get the client's best customers to happily leave reviews. The simple yet powerful follow-up review driving tactic, exactly what to say, how to do that, how to implement it properly. Leveraging positive reviews to increase maps rankings, right? To get yourself or your clients even more traffic. The perfect Google Maps profile, which helps big time. Low-hanging citations that also help your clients shoot up the rankings. Leveraging press releases to help dominate maps and get good reviews even further. The perfect services to upsell into from review management and why and when, and much more, okay? We also give you the top list of the top 100 niches and cities that you want to go after. This comes in a PDF, just kind of gives you a good place to get started. We also give you print training materials and tips, okay? So if you want to print out postcards or different things like that to put in the business or in the window, things like that, we show you how to do that, effectively, affordably, so you can still make a nice profit on that. And you also, as a ReviewStack member, get access to our ongoing monthly group coaching, all right? Once a month, we do group coaching. We go over different topics like using review sites to generate business, building a huge referral network. These are just some examples of topics. You also get access to all the previous recordings, right? So there's about a year's worth of those now. We've gone over things like the medical niche, the legal niche, Facebook ads deep dive, AdWords deep dive, things like that. You get access to all those recordings, which are super valuable as well. Real estate marketing, value in advance, video marketing, and like I said, access to all previous replays. You also get an onboarding strategy session, which you can use at any time. Actually, the guy we spoke to yesterday was a ReviewStack customer who picked this up a few months back and was finally kind of ready to get going and starting his business and using review management as kind of this lead thing. And we were able to jump on a call and give him some good advice and so forth. So you'll be able to do the same thing. Both Robert and I are on those calls, so you get both of us. And we can go into things about review management. We also can give you general coaching and advice on your business. Like I said, we've been doing this for 20 plus years combined, all right? And you can use it whenever you need to. Okay, so total real world value of everything you're getting today: the ReviewStack grandfathered license, the custom email templates, the reputation takeover, the proposal, the checklist, the direct mail materials, the top 100 niches and cities, the print material tips and training, group coaching calls and replays, which are super valuable, and the onboarding strategy session, right? So total value, $4,735. So to get access right now, if Lee or Robert, one of you guys could put this in the chat box for me, just head over to get.reviewstack.net/Lee, okay? You'll be able to get access right away, all right? I'll go over that sales page here in just a minute. Let me kind of continue what I'm doing here. So also, if you're one of the first 50 people, and we've got a pretty big crowd on here today, and Robert will let me know as these start to go, off the proverbial shelf, and how many we have left, and we'll keep you guys posted, okay? But if you're one of the first 50 people to buy, you'll also receive our done-for-you client landing funnel for reputation management services, all right? You can use this in combination with the software, or you can use it separately if you want to run ads or whatever the case is, right? So first thing you get is client attraction materials. Obviously, I didn't want to put too many images and show everybody exactly what they are, because that would kind of give away the design, right? but client attraction materials, so you get Facebook ads, Instagram ads, video ads, flyers, postcards, all kinds of different things, and they all have the same message as far as, you know, explaining to clients why they need reputation management services and why they should contact you. Okay. It also comes with a high converting landing page, all right, which you can plug and play. It's got professional copy already. There's a video that helps convert that even better. It also comes with a pre-selling lead magnet, right? So that once they opt into that landing page, they'll get a professionally designed ebook that pitches them on, educates them on why they need these services. Some of the things we talked about today, right? How their business is losing money, okay? You also get a professional follow-up email series that will push them to contact you for the next week or so after they've opted in, okay? So this is super valuable. It's a great way to sell a service, and you get it for free if you're one of the first 50 people to take action. I'm not checking the stats myself, but I'm sure Robert or Lee will let me know as we start to get close to the end here, okay? So total value, once you include the client closer funnel, you're getting the grandfathered license, which is really hard to put a price on, guys. I just sort of did that at, you know, if you paid X amount for a couple of years, right? Versus you get this forever, all right? It's a lifetime license, a one-time license. And if you're wondering, you know, how long is this going to be available? Are you guys going to keep it supported? Like I said, Robert and I have been in this industry for over 10 years each. We have multiple pieces of software. We have a full-time development team, and we continuously grow everything that we do. You also get all future updates, right? So as we continue to add different features, take feedback and things like that, you get that as well, okay? So total value of everything you're getting today, well over $5,000. But if you head over to get.reviewstack.net, you can get it for a fraction of that. And we also have a 2-pay option there as well, okay? So will this work for you, right? If you're wondering, right? It's one of my favorite, like this GIF. If you're a total newbie, right? It's a great place to start. Like I said, what I like about review management is it's a language business owners can understand. When you're talking SEO and you know, landing pages and Facebook ads, they get a little confused. But when you explain to them that, hey, these bad reviews are hurting your business, that's something they can easily understand, right? And how we're going to fix it for you, right? So it's not super technical either. As you can see, you know, I was showing that software. It's something that anybody can use really easily. If you're not good at sales, right, we kind of do this in a way where there's not a lot of sales involved. The email templates do the talking for you, right? You can do it on the side if you still have a job. If you don't want to meet face-to-face, now is kind of the perfect time for that kind of thing, right? If you're looking to scale an existing agency, I'm sure you can see how adding this to your service offerings would really help you. And if you just want to sell reputation management completely by itself, you could definitely build a business 100% around that, okay? So all you really have to do, like I said, is follow the process, right? Create those review pages to control the narrative, get as many positive reviews to those pages from real happy customers as possible using the methods we described, and then work with negative reviews to address and retain those customers, right? Robert and I, like I said, we've been doing this for a while. We only practice what we preach. You know, we only teach what we actually do. These are just some examples of students of ours that have taken our training. For example, Mike says the team doesn't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. They practice what they teach you to do, and the strategies and tools they implement actually work in the real world, okay? This stuff really works, guys. All right, so like I said, everything you're getting today, the grandfathered license, the email templates, our reputation takeover training, which shows you all the methods and how to implement them, the proposal, so you don't have to worry about that, the service delivery checklist, direct mail materials, top 100 niches and cities, print material tips and training, group coaching, and the replays for about a year now, onboarding strategy session, client closer funnel, total value well over $5,000. But if you head over to get.reviewstack.net, you'll also, if you're one of the first 50 people, which I haven't checked yet because I'm just talking, you get our client landing funnel, right? Our client attraction materials, the Facebook ads, the flyers, postcards, all that stuff, the high converting landing page done for you, just plug it in and play, pre-selling lead magnet, nice professional ebook. You get the conversion video for the landing page to help you get more people to opt in, and the email series to follow up and get them to call and contact you, okay? So head over to get.reviewstack.net/Lee, and you can jump on this right away, all right? So, that's the end of my slides. So like I said, we've only got 50 of those fast action bonuses available. I'm just now getting a chance to kind of take a look here and see what's going on in the stats. And I will let you know as soon as we've passed that, okay?
Yeah, we'll just email everybody. and let them know that has passed. That is a, Neil, you started this off by saying that you and I had known each other since 2012. That's a really long time in internet years.
Yeah.
And when you came to me and said, and I know that you've been doing this business, this rep management business, literally that entire time. And so when you came to me with, asked me if I wanted to show this webinar to my guys, I didn't even have to look at the webinar to see, because I knew the quality that you would have, that it would just be amazing. And I'm literally blown away by this. This, as you said, this is an entire business. And I love the fact that it's a recurring income business, because that was one of the first things I had to, one of the first big mistakes that I made personally was, when I first got started, which was like in 2010 approximately, was going after one-offs. And, that's just a way to burn yourself out. So this is great stuff, guys, truly great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The one-off sales are nice, but it's that whole, like, you got to make sales to keep the lights on, pressure kind of. That's what I don't like about it.
Yeah. Got a couple of people asking, you want to do some Q&A? Or
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Well, how much do you charge clients per month for this service?
So we recommend, roughly $500 to $1,000, but it's, Robert and I, we both, every time, I'm sure maybe this happens to you too, Lee, it's hard to tell somebody exactly, here's what you should charge to the number, right? Because it depends on the client, the situation. If it's a company doing $1 million a year, I would charge more. If it's a smaller company where the return is going to be a little less, then you'd want to charge less. So you want to take into consideration the potential return on what you're doing for them. And a lot of times we will also roll it in with what we're also doing. So, we might be doing SEO, we might be doing paid traffic, and we'll, include reputation management as part of a monthly lead generation package. So it can vary, basically. But I wouldn't do it for any less than $500 a month, for sure.
Well, I might point out then that one client for 1 month will pay for this entire thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then every client that you get after that is just pure profit. Exactly.
Yeah, this is literally one of those you just can't screw this up type things.
Yeah, you can. And it's one of those things that it's great, even if you don't have a client right now that you're going to use it for, it's great to have it, right? Because what's going to happen, you're going to get a client that's like, oh, and you're going to realize you need to do reputation management. This offer will be gone. And then you're going to end up having to sign up for a monthly service. It's going to cost you way more and cut into your monthly profit also.
Well, that actually brings up one of my next questions, because a couple of days ago you and I were just talking back and forth on Skype, and you let me know that very, very soon this offer, the software and all that stuff, is going to a monthly payment option. So I'm just encouraging people to go ahead and get on the stick and get this, because you're going to turn around and it's going to cost you a lot more over the year, because you're going to be paying monthly. It would still be worth it, frankly. I mean, it's that good. But this is an incredible opportunity for people to get this unlimited license, unlimited time. And yes, barring a meteor or asteroid hitting planet Earth, these guys are going to be in business. They've been in business almost as long as I have, and I've been in business probably longer than most anybody. So, it's definitely going to be supported by you guys.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, we have a full-time development team, and we're always working on improving our software. Pretty much anything that we, any tools that we have or we provide, or we're always working on new features. We welcome user feedback, and that's something else to consider too, is you get all future upgrades, right? So, I saw a couple of people asking, do this or does it do that? And if it doesn't, we're looking into it, and we take it all into consideration.
Right. So it's not one of those deals where you pay now and then you've got version 2.5.6, but when you get up into version 3.1.4, then 2.5 0.6 doesn't work anymore. It's not one of those deals. They just get grandfathered all the way through, right?
Exactly, yeah. And since it's a web app, there's no need to download anything. If we make updates, it's just automatically available.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, had some questions about training. Sheffield, I'm talking about your question. I'll just read your question. Neil was going fast, explaining. I kind of get it. Yeah, tons of great information, but in all fairness, he said he was going to go fast. But is there a step-by-step video training on how the software works? What's your training like, Neil?
Absolutely, yeah. I guess I didn't even think to pull up my membership area, but absolutely, we've got full training on how to use the software, how to get clients, how to deliver the services. There's a checklist, that goes over that too as well. But yeah, of course, in a demo, I'm going to try to, just explain it as quickly as I can. But absolutely, we go step-by-step video training on how the software works. And we have a great support desk. If you have any questions, we'll get in there, we'll take a look at your account, we'll figure it out and help you out in any way possible. So
sure.
Our goal is that people actually get this out there. And if you're wondering why we're offering this grandfather license now versus the recurring, soon, is we wanted to get our fair base of users and help everybody start getting results. Because the more you get results and the more this works for you, the more that helps us, right? The better we'll sell our software and things like that. So it's a win-win situation. We kind of have a number in our mind of once we hit that number, we're going to cut off these one-time licenses.
And just ignore my dogs. Everybody who's on my list knows that when I do webinars, we hear my dogs every now and then. I have 2 rescue dogs, so it is what it is.
1-year-old pup who's laying here quietly.
Now, Lena, I think you had your question answered. I believe you said that you had it answered, but I want to read it out anyway because I think it's a great question. Does it also get the reviews from TripAdvisor, Booking.com, and other similar platforms?
So that's a great example of, one of the features that we're adding. As of right now, it just does, Google and Yelp. We're adding Facebook and, things like that we're considering. But for right now, it just pulls in Google and Yelp.
But this is a great time for people to get this one-time payment thing and get in on this because, the thing about you guys is, and I know you well enough to say this, I mean, you do this, you develop the software for your own business. You're now that you've got it to, working in your own business, you can sell it to other people. But as your business grows and changes, and as you see new things and new opportunities for the software, these guys are going to get that benefit again without paying for it again or without paying for an upgrade, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, we're always looking to improve our software and get it to work as good as humanly possible and be as automated as possible. And that's part of the grandfathered license is all future updates. Absolutely.
Now, a few other questions have come in. Sheffield says, I guess you'll have lots of UK-based buyers. Do you provide the conversion video and a UK voiceover?
We don't, unfortunately. I wish the answer to that was yes, but right now it's just in a regular American English voice. But that's something we can consider as well. What I could do at a bare minimum is I can give you the script, and if you'd like to get your own voiceover made in a UK voice, we could do that.
And hang on, I lost. Cynthia, I'm looking into your question. While I look into that, Neil, do you see Cynthia's question?
Yeah, I do.
Toward the bottom there?
I do, yeah. Basically, Cynthia, that was the reason for that is we had some previous customers we offered, but that doesn't apply if you're not a previous customer of ours, basically.
Okay, so that doesn't apply to these guys. So, and for the rest of you, it's a detail. Steve asks, can you get deals without talking to business owners? I mean, you said this was a low, this is a low sales type thing, low sales pressure, low stress, because nobody likes to sell stuff, understandably. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like to be realistic that, I've never been one of those people that's going to sell you or, here's a push button magic solution where you just sit at your computer and don't do anything and you just make money. Like, this is business. You will have to talk to people occasionally. So I'll be upfront about that. However, the bulk of it can be done. And the way that Robert and I set things up is so we don't have to do very many hard sales or very little communication with the client. So you could do most of this over email. If they want to speak to you, they may want to speak to you. I'll be straightforward about that. However, you can send them the prospecting emails. You can send over the proposal via email. You can send them access to the software via email. So there's very little back and forth that needs to happen over the phone, if that makes sense. So Lena was asking, so booking.com and TripAdvisor doesn't work at the moment. So they do work as far as if you want to send reviews to those sites, Lena, absolutely. You can set those up, you can add those to the review pages and have people go there and leave reviews. We just currently don't aggregate the reviews from those sites into the dashboard, if that makes sense. There's a fair amount of coding involved in that.
Yeah. Now, because you're very soon going to be moving this up to a monthly payment, I think Robert and Neil, you and I discussed, I asked you guys, I said, well, how long do my people have? And I think you can leave this open through Friday. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, that should work. That should work.
Okay. And guys, just so you know, we're going to have a replay, and this will be up on a web page, obviously, and I'll send that out to everybody. And I'll go ahead and put a counter that times out at midnight Friday night. Today's Tuesday for those of y'all in Australia, but I have no idea what day it is in Australia. But anyway, that was a joke in case anybody wants to laugh. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. See, the time lag. The time lag. I'm usually so funny, Neil. The time lag is messing up my joke timing. But seriously, you guys got some time, right? And but you need to jump on this because it would absolutely be worth it to pay for this monthly. This is the real deal. This is not just something that these guys have cooked up because it looks slick and a cool piece of software, most of which they bought off Code Canyon and then just spiffed up and stuff like that. It's not one of those things. This actually is the way these guys run this business, and they actually freaking do run this business, and I've known them for years. This is the real deal. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's totally cool. Absolutely cool. I never suggest that people buy something that's not for them. You need to make a good business decision for yourself, but if you're interested in it, it's the real deal, and you need to jump on it before it goes monthly. Lena's got another question. And for other markets outside the US, and particularly the developing companies, for reputation, Lena, I'm not understanding the rest of your question. Lena and Jorgen, her partner, Neil, sell globally, sell a variety of services globally. I've known them. These are wonderful guys. I've known them for years. So could you just kind of speak to that in general a little bit?
Yeah, I think she's just kind of asking, does this work in other countries, right? In developing countries.
Yeah,
so this works.
Developing countries on reputation, man. Do developing countries need this too? I think that's it.
Everybody needs this. Yeah, absolutely. It's only going to continue to grow. If they're a developing country, then reviews are just going to become more and more a part of, their economy, basically. And this works anywhere that Google works. So, as long as you're able to, you can search in whatever language, you get results from that country. You could search for, chiropractor type, whatever you want, whatever it's called in whatever country, and it would be able to do the search, and you'd be able to handle those prospects. So.
So I think you
Absolutely.
just answered her third clarification, which was, does the software handle it? And I think by that she was saying, in other words, pick some country, not the US and not the UK. Can your software, deal with that? I mean, does it work for
Absolutely.
those countries?
Absolutely. Yep.
That's incredible when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere that Google
You
works.
know, yeah, well, that's it. So you can't sell in North Korea.
Oh, I didn't know Google doesn't work in North Korea.
I just assumed.
Just assumed
And
that they got them blocked.
I mean, I'm not planning on going there to find out. But Lena also says, we're also doing translations from English to others. Can we do that?
I'll take that
So
question.
Lena
real
and
quick.
Jurgen are actually not English speakers. I mean, they're
Yeah,
English speakers, obviously, but native
Robert
English
is about to
speakers.
chime in. I think we should let him. You want to answer, Robert?
Sure. So, yeah, basically the software is in English only, but the customer facing areas, the things that they would show their customers, the review page, the all the things that their customers would see, can be translated. There are settings within the software that allows you, for each part of the page, it allows you to put something custom, and that can be in any language. So we have had buyers in the past that needed it to be customized for a specific language, and that functionality does exist in the software.
Robert is our
That's great. So in other words,
development side of the house.
Robert, so in other words, Robert, you need to be able to speak English to understand what the hell we're talking about anyway on this webinar. But you need to be able to speak English in order to use the back end of the software. But as far as what you said, what the world at large sees, the review pages and all that stuff, you could put that in, given that you've got the fonts, you could put that in whatever language you want. Excellent.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. One thing I wanted to point out real quick, Lee, I just want to let me jump over here to the sales page real fast.
Please.
And I just want to kind of reiterate. So just, like it says right here, this is for lead calls, customers only. As Lee talked about, we'll keep this open until Friday. Once those fast action bonuses are gone, I'll go ahead and remove this. No, it looks like, I'm checking the stats here, we got about 1/3 of those bonuses are gone. Okay, so make sure you jump on that. And then also we have 2 payment options. So the first one is $497, but as Lee said, you get 1 client for $500 and boom, it pays for itself. If you're a little tight and you want to spread it out over 30 days, you can also use the 2 pay option. Here saves you about $100 to do the 1 pay option. Okay, so you're getting our unlimited review pages, unlimited clients, the hands-off client portal, right, where your clients can actually log in, which just makes you look awesome and even more professional. Unlimited postcards that you can sell, send unlimited texts and emails, proven templates, and our grandfathered one-time license, no ongoing fees. You also get our reputation takeover course, our reputation management proposal, which is just plug and play, our checklist of all the services, so you don't have to go back and watch the training, direct mail materials, top 100 niches and cities, print material tips and training, our group coaching calls and replays. Like I said, those are about 1 hour to 2 hours long each. In-depth, training on what we do in our business and things you can use to help you grow yours. You get all the replays of that. You get to talk to Robert and myself personally about your business, about reputation management, whatever you need help with. And then you get our client attraction materials. So you get our flyers, postcards, online ads, our landing page, our prospect educating lead magnet, our landing page conversion video, and the follow-up email series, all for just one price of $497 today. Okay, and then like I said, 1 client pays for itself, and you can use this over and over for all of your clients. Okay, so just want to point that out real quick, and I'll if you want to add anything, Leo, I'll jump back on my slides.
Yeah, it's just a massive ton of stuff, but more importantly, to my mind, it's exactly what you and Robert have. I mean, you guys have been perfecting this business for years now, and it's exactly what you guys are doing. I mean, it's this is great stuff, guys. And any other questions? We've also been on here about 1 hour and 15 minutes, and Neil and Robert, thank you so much for your time. I really, really do appreciate this. This is really quality stuff, and I'm not fixing to pull the plug at this very second.
No,
But
you're fine.
I am cognizant of your time. I know you got stuff to do, and everybody else on the webinar. Do we have any questions that haven't got that nobody's asked? You know, like you're thinking, man, I wish I had asked, or I should ask, or whatever. Go ahead and ask it so that we can get it asked. Well, Lena, thank you so much. Lena says, we've been looking at something like this, and this looks phenomenal. There's nothing like this elsewhere, I think. No, there's not going to be anything like this, and there's especially not going to be anything like this at this price point.
Yeah, with no
and there's not, there's not even going to be anything like this, Lena, where this is basically the embodiment of what these two guys have been doing for years, right? You know, so I mean, Neil, it's not just a piece of software. I mean, you basically are not just through the training, but through the way the software works, what to do, why to do it, how to how to talk to the client. We had a question about, do you have to do a lot of heavy selling? No, you don't. Yeah, you're going to have to, talk to people, but that's okay. It's not heavy selling type stuff. All that stuff that comes from you guys 20 plus years of online experience doing this stuff. And I think what I'm seeing is all of that is baked into this, right? I mean, these guys do not have to walk through your past 10 years. Robert, I'm sorry, buddy, our little delay cut you off there. What were you going to say?
I just said absolutely. Sorry. I'll make sure to just
somebody said absolutely. But anyway, I mean, I think that is incredibly important. That this is just not something that looks cool. It does look cool, but it's not just something that looks cool. It's got your amazing experience baked into it. And I mean, all three of us know, and people in this webinar know, I mean, if you got a lot of experience in something, you have paid a heavy price for that. And to be able to just pass that on to someone for, the kind of money we're looking at here, that is a huge value. That's actually the biggest thing I see here. It's not like a thing, but it's the biggest thing I see here. Sure. Lena, you said you can use it. You want Jürgen, who's currently not on the webinar, to look at the replay. He's somewhere where there's very limited internet. That's fine. That's okay, Lena. The rest of that, that's totally cool. Hit me up if that's a problem, et cetera, et cetera. I know that Jürgen travels a lot. So, and I know that he's out a lot, dealing with clients and stuff like that, running a very nice business. So hit me up if you run into any issues with this at all. And I know I've known these guys for years. I know where to find them. Neil is somewhere in Colorado.
I
drove through Colorado. That's a big state.
Oh, it's a beautiful place, man. I'll put our support address in the chat box if anybody has any questions. After we end the call.
That's really nice of you.
Shoot us an email. Feel free. Yeah, thanks for having us out today, Lee. I appreciate it. You guys were a great crowd, and like Lee said, we're going to leave this up till Friday. After that, it will come down. This isn't available anywhere else. As Lena said, it's hard to find something like this. Well, this actually, Robert and I, we've been doing this for years, and we actually had about 4 different tools that we were kind of using in combination, and we moved everything into this one suite. And ever since we did that, it's become so much easier to use. We've got plenty of students using it, and we're just excited. We like to see people take what we do and really put it out there and put it to use and make money with it. It's a great feeling. So we appreciate you guys.
Very cool.
Cool.
Thank you so much, guys, folks. Thank you so much for being on the webinar. The replay will be up hopefully by the end of the day. I can guarantee you it will be up by tomorrow lunchtime. I am in Eastern time, so you can calculate what that means to wherever you are. And this will be available for a few days. We'll have a counter. If you have any questions, Neil's giving you his contact information. All of y'all have my contact information. Let me know your question. We'll get your question answered. Neil and Robert, thank you so much for your time, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. We appreciate it, and hope you guys enjoyed the webinar.
Thank you. We'll see y'all later.
All right, bye.
See you later.